I know. Let me rename myself. Rename.
Oh, I've got to hand him to you.
Our house looks so chunky. You're gonna have to do it this way.
Elisa, you look a little sleepy.
I am. Well, I've just been like packing and getting ready, and I leave tomorrow. So I'm just been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week.
Are you ready to leave?
No. I'm going to be in my closet during power hour, so I will hear y'all, but I won't see you because I'm packing. And I do not want anyone to see my closet.
Yeah, our house behind me looks messy because I am packing the house and getting rid of stuff, and finally convinced her to get a storage unit so that like
anything we don't need in this house, we've got to put in storage to get ready to move.
And if we don't use it or need it or go to the storage for it between now and when we close on the house, it's just going straight to the battered women's shelter. I'm done with it.
That's a good plan. I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff too, and we did Huntley's room, and I've done my kitchen, so I'm just slowly making my rounds.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's awesome. I'm going to turn it over to y'all. So like I said, I'll be here if you need me, just holler, but you won't be able to see me.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank y'all. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hosting.
You're welcome. Thanks for inviting us.
You want to start?
Yeah. So, hey everybody, I'm Stephanie Fincher, and this is my husband Justin. And we do have a couple little four-legged furry children. So if you hear a bark or two, sorry now. And we try to jump on Power Hour as much as we can. But I'll be honest, this past week, I'm not real sure what all the topics have been. So hopefully this is something that even if you've heard before from someone else, maybe the way we explain it or the stuff we talk about will help you understand things in another way.
Or just give you a different perspective.
Yeah. So we want to go over DMO and how we use our DMO and what our DMO is. But incorporated in DMO, you'll hear me reference self-love is not selfish a lot. Because I truly believe you've got to take care of yourself and your family and your close-knit community. So whether that's blood relatives or, the family that we've built that's not our relatives, you've got to take care of that close-knit community as well. And self-love for you and your friends and family is not selfish. So it's important to remind yourself of that.
And we just kind of feel that self-love and goes along with your DMO. And
yep. So I'll kind of probably thread that through as we go through DMO. But we also have this typed out so we can share in the groups as well. I know we have before, but definitely doesn't hurt to shoot out a fresh copy or bump it to the top. Do you want to?
Well, and it is just an explanation. I mean, it's a guideline. It's a basis. It's just a simplified DMO that we follow.
What's DMO?
Daily method of operation.
All right, cool. Some people might not know that.
Right. So it's just our basis that we've set for ourselves. You can change it up yourself, however it works for you. Some people are going to be able to do, like when I say building your list, you may be only able to add 2 people a day. Some people may be able to add 50 a day. So just know that it's based on your schedule and what fits into your life.
And then there's such thing as a bare minimum or your
zero
level for the day, which is your absolute commitment no matter what before you go to bed or before you have your first cup of coffee. Some people want to get real strict and do it first thing in the morning, whatever works for you. But there's such thing as your 0 level and then your true goal for a busy day of work, right?
Yeah, and I think with 0 level, what's important with it is that that, okay, it's a crazy, like today we have a crazy busy day for ourselves. When we're done with this Zoom, we're literally jumping off to go meet up with friends for dinner, and then we have something to do later on. So today I'm probably going to hit my 0 level, which is whatever the bare minimum I require myself
Except
to
I was
do.
blitzing earlier, and
Yeah.
he's got a lot of messages to help me respond to. So
Yeah. So 0 level, just a basic explanation of it is what you absolutely must do before you go to bed. It doesn't matter how crazy your day is. It doesn't matter how long it is. You may be doing it in the bathroom, literally in between breaks if you work a day job.
right, I have a busy corporate job. So mine is I'm going to spend an extra 5 minutes in the restroom, or I'm going to the break room for 10, 15 minutes to make sure I get this done during my day.
Or you're
You
going to
get
go
in
take a
without having to
walk.
dial in. Deborah, there's a web link that you can click on. All right, cool. So your hour zero level is still our DMO, but on a smaller scale. So it's less number of each one of your DMOs.
Yep.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that is your zero level, Valerie. That's awesome. And that's a perfect workflow and method to follow.
And it's almost identical.
Yeah, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's the same thing, really. It truly is the same concept. So our DMO broken down, to us, it's really important to do it in this order. We've tried it other ways, and we're not as successful. And when we did things in this order, it's kind of worked best for us for response and interaction and just keeping people involved and feeling accomplished as well.
But I think also it's been a recent realization to us to get back to doing it the way we always did it, because we realized where we were lacking.
When we stray from it is when things are like feeling unbalanced, really, right? So number one, ultimately, the most important is meeting new people. And I truly feel like your DMO can be whatever you want it to be. But if it is not starting off with meeting new people, then you're eventually going to come to a roadblock and feel stuck because you won't have anyone to follow up with. You won't have anyone to interact with or make a post for if you're not continually meeting new people. And that can look different for everybody, right? A lot of people are social butterflies and they meet new people at the grocery store or Walmart. I'm not that way. I get anxiety thinking about talking to a stranger. So for me, meeting new people is always the internet, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. I've been spending a lot of time on LinkedIn and having pretty good success over there, but it's a totally different market. It's not, hey, what's up? It's more like, you know, how was your week at work? Because it's business professionals. So it's a different approach. But for number one on our DMO, building our list, this is adding to your list of prospects. There's nothing at all about making a sale. There's nothing at all about signing someone up. It's truly just making that connection, meeting new people, and hopefully getting a friend request if your main platform is Facebook. So for us, it's 5 to 10 of those is our zero level every day. And it's pretty easy to do 5 a day once you get involved in networking groups or hobby groups or interest groups. Yard sale, buy sell trade pages, they're good, but they are getting tricky. Facebook is getting tricky with those. But if you've lost some weight recently and you're trying to legitimately sell a pair of pants that are too big, that's still a good way to meet people. So there's tons of ways to do it just on Facebook
and I mean,
alone.
You can go, like I follow Gary Vee, and he does have a potty mouth just like I do. So we mesh well, and I follow a lot of his content, and he's absolutely brilliant on a lot of different things. So I interact a lot with people that are commenting on his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I've started meeting new people that are looking to be entrepreneurs or are already doing it. And
They kind of have that same mindset,
Yeah.
you know, that energy that you want, that passion.
Right.
So it's easy to connect with someone else that you have a connection with. And then you're like, hey, dude, I'm going to send you a friend request. And it's natural because you're already communicating and commenting on the same post that caught your attention. So it's a natural flow. And then your goal, of course, is to continue touch points with these people to build those relationships to where you do feel that they're ready to prospect or offer your product to. So step 2?
Step 2 is creating content
For your followers.
for your followers.
So that's on your public pages, right?
Well, for me, I break it down a little different than you do.
Yeah.
For me, creating content is creating content on my personal Facebook page, but it's also creating content in my cold market group or my customer group, in my team pages, in my team chats. It's creating the content for my team to actually have as well, because some people don't realize how to build a list at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of my content might be, here's 10 ways that you could possibly add to your list.
Right.
So it's creating the content that
It's also in our world, it's a little bit of training material as well.
right.
Right. So content for your followers as you continue to learn and grow and develop as a business professional, and you have a team that you're helping as well, your content, it grows as well.
Right. It grows from being just your personal Facebook page or your fan page or business page to being your team pages and team chats where you're communicating with all of your people, not just you're creating content for your existing as well as your new people as well.
Yeah. And I think it's also really important to know creating content doesn't mean you have to be a marketing guru and you have to come up with these awesome ideas. Literally document your daily life, you guys. So if you're like us, we have a garden in the backyard. We post a lot about our garden. We post a lot about our dogs because we love our dogs. And we also post about our dog in the garden because that's real life for us. And people relate to real life. Be authentic, be yourself. You don't want to just create some facade. And then when you meet people in real life, they're like, who is this? That's not who I was following on Facebook.
And
so be yourself, always be authentic, be genuine, and document your daily life rather than trying to create a life you wish you had. Live the life you want and just tell others about it. Invite them in to share your story with you.
And it's okay if there's bad things. Like, people know I have a rare condition and I'll post about it. I spread awareness about it. I talk about what I'm dealing with it, but I also talk about how the products make a difference with that as well. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important in what you said is you're creating content versus
you're documenting.
You're documenting your life versus trying to just make something up.
Yeah. So that was step 2, is creating that content. Mm-hmm. Step 3 for us is communicating with our current prospects to continue growing and developing those relationships. So that's things like, I have a list and I met them last week maybe, and we connected and we accepted each other's friend requests maybe last week, and they're on my list. And this week I'm going to their page with intent to comment on a photo or like their post or send them a message if something truly strikes my heart, right? Maybe they had an illness in the family or a death in the family. Send them a message. Hey, I saw your post. Just wanted to let you know I'm thinking about you. Or they garden too. Heck, I can totally comment on that post and say, what are you growing? Oh my gosh, we've got tomatoes and bell pepper and our grapes look amazing, right? So it's easy to start building those relationships by just commenting and interacting with them. When you interact with people on Facebook, on their walls, and on their posts, magic happens behind the scenes that we don't know about. It's built into the algorithms or whatever science you want to call it, but it truly is fact that the more you guys communicate with each other, the more they will see the posts on your page. And that gets more eyeballs on your content that might be about the awesome energy you have today, right?
Well, and it may eventually lead to you being able to talk about the products, but your goal is literally just to get to know the person. Yep. And then that's it. Yep. There's no, I can't think of the word that I usually say. Like, there's no preconceived idea.
You're not judging them.
Right,
you're not used car salesman after them, right, trying to make them buy what you have. You get to know them. Then you'll get to know their needs. Maybe they don't need to lose weight, but maybe they work out and would love a good, healthy protein shake, right? So it's about getting to know them and genuinely building the relationship.
Right.
And that was step 3, communicating with those prospects and continuing to build the relationships. Mm-hmm. So then we would be on to step 4. And step 4 is it's tricky to keep step 4, the 4th item on your list. It is to maintain your active list of customers and associates. So it's really hard. And if you have even 1 or 2 people under you, you know how hard it is to do this. It's making them wait until you've done 1, 2, and 3 before you're answering their questions, before you're jumping in to help them or working in 3-way messages. It's self-love is not selfish.
It's literally,
you have to put you first. You have to build your own business before you can help others with theirs. And a lot of people forget this and then down the road regret it. So I thought you were trying to get my attention. That's
No, I'm
funny.
telling you, it's me. Like this was a conversation we
Justin
just
wakes
had.
up to 10 messages from our team and feels like you have to turn around and respond.
Used to.
Right.
And I had to realize, like we actually had this conversation on a trip. We were traveling and we were traveling back home, and we text each other whatever we don't want to forget. So our messages are all over the place, crazy. But anyway, the thing I said to her was, I've got to figure out a way to mute everything and everyone until I'm done with my 1, 2, 3, because otherwise I just realized 7 hours went by and I still haven't
And
met
you haven't
anybody.
met any new people, so the bloodline to the business will die if you're not meeting new people, right? So number
That's when
4,
it comes back to self-love is not selfish.
right. And number 4, it is important. You want to communicate with your existing team members. You want to have your group chats. You want to have 3-way calls, training calls, contests, group messages. Oh my gosh, what else? There's so much. Team pages.
Go ahead.
Why don't you just copy and paste it all in there?
That's a good idea.
I'll keep talking. He's going to
Okay.
copy and paste our DMO in the chat. And number 5 didn't print.
It did
So
not.
Just
I know what
what it is, so you can just add it on there.
Okay.
All right, cool.
You keep talking.
But it can also be troubleshooting with customers that are not seeing the success that they want or that you thought they would have. It can also be just following up on that 7-day order, right? How are you feeling? Are you noticing any help with your appetite or energy? How are your cravings? You know, maybe somebody was a potato chipaholic, right? And they started the 7-day and they tried to eat potato chips and didn't even like them anymore. So it can be just anything really on step 4, any type of following up with your customers that order, that enroll, or your business builders that are out there trying to also build a business with you.
I'll post this in Truest Ones so that people will be able to see it with a little bit better than that.
Yeah, and we've got, we can put it in Kaylee's training page too, Starfish. So
I couldn't think of it in my mind at the same time.
So for step 4, you're maintaining that active list. You're continuing to still build relationships with people that have ordered, signed up, or they're building the business with you. And number 5 is my favorite.
Yep.
So number 5 is give thanks or praise.
I
And
said for praise. I typo. Go ahead.
So giving thanks or praise, and that can be any realm of your life, but you've got to give more than you imagine to receive. If you give 30 things, you might get 1 back. But it's important to keep that going, to give thanks or praise and appreciation, and for people to know when they're important to you or when they have done something that has emotionally affected you. That continues to build and strengthen relationships in ways that you can't imagine until you really start focusing effort on it. For us, when we started doing that, we really saw a shift in the culture of our team. It was kind of like we went from a group of product users that got along and did well to kind of like the next level in my mind. I don't know how to really describe it in words.
It's more like a family. It's more.
It's emotional.
Right.
There's more of an emotional connection when you are thanking people for things they do that maybe make your life a little easier, or giving them praise when you see that they're doing a great job. It could be someone that's only been enrolled for a month, but you see that they consistently post a video every day, or they post every morning about waking up and feeling better. So giving thanks or praise, it can be in any realm and any way of your life, and it can also be in any method. It can be a phone call, a text, a Facebook message, a video. It can be private or public. Maybe you want to give them public praise. Those are great ways to acknowledge people. But not everybody likes to be out in the public and in the spotlight. So you might want to shoot a more personal, private message to those people.
Well, and it doesn't have to be financial based,
At
but
all.
it can be.
Yep.
Like there can be like someone on your team that.
You ranked up, or, oh my gosh, you're almost qualified for Club 90, or
Right.
any type of recognition can be considered under this category. But it can also be like something, they in the group today.
Right.
Thank you for sharing your story with us, because that really helps other customers, right? Or helps other prospects know and understand that even though we have great products, we can still struggle sometimes, right?
Well, it's being real, and it's truly actually caring about people and getting to know them and just shooting over that simple message. I mean, I can't tell you how many. I spoke with a guy on the phone one day for 2 hours. He's
Personally sponsored?
Not my
no.
personally
He's
sponsored,
like
no.
Level 6, 7?
right. But I spoke with him for 2 hours, and I got so much out of that conversation. I know he did as well, but I got probably more from that conversation than he got, because it was just like
It was
eye-opening
authentic.
and
It was
authentic,
just
and
building that relationship and trying to help him.
and you may not always have 2-hour conversations. You might have a 5-minute conversation.
But giving
But
thanks
it's-
or praise is intrinsically rewarding. You feel good after doing it, even though the intention was not to make yourself self-love, back to self-love, right? You weren't doing it to intentionally feel good, but whether you know it or not, it will help you smile inside.
Yeah, like in that instance, I was doing it to help someone out, to answer a few questions, literally. And it turned
ended up,
into,
you guys had so much in common,
Right.
and y'all talked for hours, and y'all both probably needed that conversation, and you didn't even
for
know
whatever
it.
reason, yeah. And it's
Yeah.
so,
Serendipity.
well, and then we also believe that you have to put out so much into the universe in order to get things back.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to cost anything at all. It's just
It's
putting it out
providing
there.
value. It's just being a good human, right? So ways that we track our DMO, I am a planner fanatic. I have spent anywhere from $80 on a planner to Dollar Tree planners, and I kind of settled somewhere in the middle.
You've spent more than $80 on a planner, but anyway.
Anyway, this year I didn't. I found one that I love, and I'm so glad, and I wish I could just order the same one. But
We've
I know
actually
it'll
tried
be hard.
ordering a case, and we can't find it, so we have to wait till next year.
So hand me that. We literally ordered a stamp with our DMO on it.
Gotta put it closer.
No, I think it's showing good.
There you go.
So there's a little glare, but
And
that's
it's
our
upside
DMO.
down. No, it's not. It's right.
And we ordered a stamp, and I stamp this in my planner every day and check it off.
Dee, you are just like my wife.
Dee, I have 4 that I literally use every day, and I use one for True Vision. I use one for associates, one for customers. I use one for my day job, and then one for everything else. I have 4 planners.
And like, if it's not in her planner, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
date
no,
night
that
is in her
wasn't written
planner.
down. What are you talking about? So, it's important to write it down, track it. If you're electronic, add it to your Google Calendar or whatever method works for you. But it's a good way to look back and say, my business is slow this month. I wonder why. Well, maybe because, Justin, you didn't do your DMO for 4 days or 3 weeks last month,
Or you skipped step 1 and did it backwards.
Exactly. And self-love is also being able to admit when you have faults and admit when you've got to take a step back and reevaluate where you are and why, and correct it to make it better.
Mm-hmm.
So loving ourselves is also improving and developing ourselves based on mistakes that we make.
But I think also one of the things you and I talked about is self-love is also important when it comes to your health and wellness journey.
Absolutely.
Because
if I'm not getting my 10,000 steps in, I'm grumpy, real grumpy. And that's been the last month or two. I've been grumpy every day because I'm not putting me first. So in my planner, I'm going to make a change for that.
Like, we literally, no joke, when we say document everything, we ordered her stickers with steps so she could write how many steps she got in that day. So she knows if she didn't get her 10,000 steps in, we got to go for a walk that night.
Yep.
Like, it's literally admitting to yourself the things that you do have faults at. And like, when you fall off of the wagon with your products, it's admitting that, oh, I screwed up. I didn't take them.
I skipped a dose. I've got to
Right.
get back on track.
Like, we had a conversation yesterday that was, hey, don't you remember when we were consistently making sure we were taking it 30 minutes before we went to eat somewhere, like
we
at
were
a
making
restaurant,
healthier choices
because we knew that at the restaurant they're going to bring these ginormous portions. So we
Yeah.
made sure we took the products before we went to the restaurant, so that we were going to be extra full
Yep.
before we started eating.
And then share something or not want the bread or make better choices, right? So self-love is also putting yourself first for your health and wellness journey, taking your products consistently, drinking your water. And there's all kind of debates on how much water you should drink. I say if you're thirsty, drink more, right? Self-love
Planners,
is also
let me go get your planner.
my stack
And
of
then you can
planners.
respond to the
Okay.
other question.
So planners are my life. But self-love is also making time for those in your life that you care about, that care about you. You need to spend your time where it is earned and deserved, not where it's wanted. And that's really important. Oh, I see little twinks. They're so cute, Audra. It's really, really important. I want to say that again and make sure the people in the back can hear me. It's really important to spend your time and energy where it is earned and deserved, not where it's wanted. Everybody will want some of your time. Everybody will want what they can't have. But does everybody deserve, and does everybody prove to you that they've earned your time, your energy? That's self-love. You've got to be selective on who you share your life with. Don't just go give it to everybody that's raising their hand that says, I want to talk to you for an hour. I need to talk about, this customer I've got. Things just aren't working out. But does that person deserve an hour of your time? That's self-love, is putting those things in priority order. And you might, of course, you want to help them, but you might say, I can do about 10 to 15 minutes, but I have a very busy afternoon. You don't give them an hour, hour and a half just because they want to moan and complain. I almost said a bad word because I have a potty mouth. So Justin just handed me a stack of these are literally my planners, and now he's going to his office to get his own.
I'm going to back you up just a little.
So spend your time and energy where it is earned and deserved, not just where people want your attention. I hope that makes sense.
iPhone Kathy, yes, we can meet for dinner or something.
Where are you, Kathy? We're in Atlanta.
If you're the Kathy, I think you are. Yes, we can meet somewhere.
So this is simple, right?
Because I know where you live.
Where does she live?
I believe somewhere near Athens, but I could be wrong.
Oh, heck yeah, we can meet halfway. That's an easy lunch. So this is just a simple white notebook, but in the top corner, it has a spot for the date. So I love these for meetings and for trainings because you can put the date and then a little title or a subject of what it was about. If you're taking
And we buy
notes.
those from Staples.
Yep, we just get these from Staples, and I think it's actually the store brand, but they have a little bit thicker cover and back, so they're easy to write on. This one was a gift. This one is a Happy Planner from Michaels, and it's got tabs, and it has a monthly view, and then it has the weekly layout.
We like to have ones that have a monthly and a weekly because, well, I write really, really small. She doesn't. But being able to have the space is really, really important. And I also like the planners that we have space in the back for a notes section.
Yes.
To go along with my notebook so that I can keep documenting the people that I've spoke to and the people that I need to speak to or the people I need to follow up with or the things that I need to do that are on my list.
This one was also Michael's, and I can't remember the brand. And then it has the monthly, and then the weekly layout. I did not care for this one.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yeah, you can see it's blank. I don't like it because it starts the day at 7 a.m. and unless I'm going to my corporate job, I am not up at 7 a.m. And so I have to scratch it out and make it say like 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., which is my business schedule. So that one didn't work for me. Now, the next
Don't show
one,
yours the favorite one yet.
Okay.
I want to show the others that are not.
this one I ordered and I love it. I use this one for True Vision. I can't remember if it's customers. This one's for customers, for associate follow-up. Sorry. So it's a hardback planner. I got it at jane.com, and they customize them. And you got to pick the quote and the cover. And then it does not have a monthly, but it has a weekly layout with a big box, so I can write my customer's name and
Look at that baby love.
some notes. I know. Do you see the twins? How cute.
Yes.
So,
you got
and then
one,
this one
you
is
got
my
two
favorite,
more.
and I literally use this one. I live by this one every day, and I found it at Sam's.
And when it's back in season again, we will be buying cases of them.
So the monthly layout I actually really use on this one. And then the weekly layout is,
Very full.
it's just kind of lined. And it had Monday through Friday, or Monday through Sunday, but I white it out because sometimes on Monday I write more, and Tuesday I only need 2 lines. But that one has been my favorite one.
It was $7.
Audra said the babies are kissing us. Aww.
Aw.
So,
I've got more.
oh, and Justin has some. He likes the smaller, what is that
No, I've
size?
actually
The 5x8?
transitioned. I've transitioned to Stephanie's planner.
Love my planner.
And I do use it now. She actually went and
We
made
got so off topic.
she put all these stickers in my planner. But anyway, I'll show you the ones that work
Like
for
this
me when I wasn't using hers. These are monthly planners, and it's called Define My Day Planner. And the reason that I like it is because, and I didn't bring mine in here that has my notes in it.
That's okay. You
brought
can
a
show them the
blank
blank one.
I like it because it has a place that says, I don't know if you can see it or not, priority 1, priority 2, and priority 3. And I use that to actually put tasks. And I'll white out priority 1 and put whatever topic I want it to be, which is my DMO. And
Or
then,
prepare for a team training,
Right.
or whatever.
and so
it
I'll
is
have
that
my
day.
task 1 that I have to do, which is like meet 5 new people or 10 new people. And then task 2 and task 3. And then there's 2 others that I like outside of the one that she uses. And this one is the daily action planner.
I like that one a lot, and I do
It
use
is
that one
really-
for my associate follow-up.
It's really freaking awesome.
But it's only
um,
4 weeks worth of content.
But it's got literally a daily action plan, and it's got what is called a brain dump, 3 weeds, which are 3 things you don't really want to do, but you know you have to do them. 3 seeds, which is growth potential, the things that you've got to do in order to grow. And then savor for success, which is whatever you want to do or you feel that you need to do to be success.
Stacy Guck, my favorite one is just the Mead monthly, weekly 2019 layout.
And you can
It was generic Walmart or Sam's. Like,
it was Sam's.
I was just shocked. I got it on a whim, and then I was just shocked that I love the layout
This
so
one's
much.
dated? Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a planner. I'll share it in the groups or get her to share it in the groups. There's just like that one. It's slightly different, and it's only like $10 or $15 on Amazon.
But it's a blank.
But it's a blank, and it started in June, and it goes until June of next year.
Yeah.
And then the last planner that,
He spent too much money on.
but I have a lot of I give these to a lot of my team members
I'll hold the box.
that are struggling with their journeys. They're struggling
Their
with their
personal health
self-esteem.
journey.
They're struggling with their self-worth, and I'll actually give them this planner for that reason, because they have to go through, this is a 3-month one.
It's called Self Journal.
Yeah, it's called Self Journal, and you can actually print a free
A
one,
paper version on their website.
but this one's a 3-month version, and I give it to people that are struggling because they can go in and literally put down what they want to accomplish, and it goes along with like your self-worth, your self-esteem, like
It gives you topics to really kind of think about and reflect on,
Right.
if that makes sense. So those are just some of our important planners, and our planners to us go back to self-love and just prioritizing our day. We're both very busy. Justin's got medical conditions that cause, like starting Monday or Tuesday, he's got treatment again for 5 days. I work no less than 50, 55 hours a week at a corporate job. So the time I'm not working, I have to prioritize, what I'm going to do to continue making my business grow and be successful. So I guess at this point, let's open it up. If anybody.
Real quick, I just want to say the self-love part for me is just remember, it is okay for you to mute your notifications on your phone until you've done whatever the important things are on your list first.
And sometimes that's date night.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Maybe you've worked your business hard all day Saturday, but at 7 p.m. we're going to dinner together. And we're not going to have our phones.
I don't know about you guys' phones, but our phones has a do not disturb on it. And it's been what I've had to make myself do is put a do not disturb on.
Most smartphones do now.
Yeah, so that I can not get inundated with the 50 questions and that be my first 7 hours of the day. Instead, I had to flip the script and go back to making it my priority. So just remember, self-love isn't selfish.
Yep. Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm with you.
So we're going to just open it up. If anybody has any questions, you can unmute yourself or drop it in the chat. And we'll just make sure that we haven't missed anything in the chat too.
Yep, it's Kathy. That's who I thought it was.
Yeah, there's planner apps as well if you're more electronic or if you want to get notifications. I use Google Calendar for my day job. I love it. But I did not find that I was disciplined enough to use it for my business. I wouldn't go and add it. I wanted that physical planner to hold and write in.
Yeah. We've tried Google Calendars and they work great for some of our team. They just didn't work for us.
My favorite expensive planner was an Erin Condren. I think that's what Alyssa uses as well. But I didn't like the layout options they had last year when I ordered.
We got a thumbs up on that one.
Hi, Justin and Stephanie. This is Kathy. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Is it all right? I'm good. I would love to meet y'all. Just me and my husband, if you wouldn't mind. He needs some help.
Sure.
Absolutely.
He works like you do, and he can't figure out how to do both. And I would love for y'all to meet with him, if you wouldn't mind. This is hard just on me.
Absolutely.
Because I'm running his team and my team, and it's just getting hard. And I would love y'all have it together. Y'all really do.
That. And there are days.
We wouldn't.
Go ahead.
We wouldn't mind coming as far if we had to come all the way to y'all. We wouldn't mind at all, just because y'all are being nice for meeting us. So we wouldn't mind coming that far. Y'all wouldn't have to meet us.
Yeah, just message me and we'll set up a time. I have treatment next week and it'll be a little rough for about 2 weeks and then I'll be back to normal.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are awesome.
Kathy, there are days where if I know I'm going to have a long day or I'm going to have a late meeting at, sometimes the only time my boss has time is 5, 6 p.m. So I'm working till 7 at night and I'm like, Justin, I'm sorry, but I do need you on Tuesday. And he understands, and that's cool. He watches my messages to you. But there's definitely balance. On the weekends, I step it up, and I try to hold the weight as much as I can when I can.
Right. I mean, he works nonstop. He does remodeling, so he works nonstop. But he talks to people. The thing is, we're also having a hard time getting our stuff together to meet with people. We're just, I don't know. But I have an illness too. So I've been, as you know.
Yeah. So, but let's set up a time. Make a plan.
Okay. Thank y'all so much. This has been awesome. Huh?
Weekends are the best time for us. That's when Steph's
okay. Yeah, that would be good for us because we don't have volunteering at church on weekends. So that would be great if that would work for y'all.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Just set it up.
Thank y'all so much. And this was great. Y'all did wonderful. I was texting while I was driving, and I'm not supposed to do that. And I was texting him, get on that Zoom now.
Well, we got recording.
He said you're driving. I said, I know. This new rule, I never text and drive, but I did today.
Yeah, I'm really glad you got something out of it, but please be safe while you're driving.
Thanks, y'all. Have a good one.
You too. What else? Who else has a question? I hear crickets.
I know. If you guys don't have any questions, we're not going to hold you. It's power hour, but I hope if you got some power out of it, it didn't have to take a whole hour, right?
Are you trying to show us an outfit that you would like us to choose?
No, I was saying thank you in the comments. I'm packing. So thank y'all. I
That just
appreciate
looked
it.
like you were trying to say, hey,
This
should
one
I wear
or this one?
Power hour. Choose Elisa's wardrobe.
Yeah, right. All right,
Thank
y'all. Y'all have a great Saturday afternoon. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you think anybody could use some DMO help, share the video with them once we have the link available.
And we'll get all those things posted, the list of our DMO.
Yeah, we'll share them with Kaylee and Elisa and make sure they get them in all their groups.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, Elisa, for having us. Bye, guys.